In today's video, I'll be revealing how the 59.5 rule creates a helpful retirement window that might mean you could retire immediately if you've reached this age with adequate savings. Through my years of working with clients navigating early retirement decisions, I've discovered that most people don't understand how reaching 59.5 fundamentally changes their access to retirement funds, and it creates immediate retirement opportunities that they didn't have before. And that's exactly why I'm making this video today, to show you exactly what the 59.5 rule means for your retirement timing, how this age threshold eliminates penalties, and why hitting 59.5 might be the perfect signal to retire as soon as possible if your financial situation supports it. So let's get right into it. You probably know that 59.5 is when you can access your IRA or your 401k without the 10% early withdrawal penalty. But that access is more than just a technicality, it's a turning point. Before this age, your savings are effectively off limits, but after that, you're in control. And that simple shift can make retirement possible right now if the rest of your plan is in place. You see, at 59.5, your retirement accounts open up. Withdrawals are taxed as income, but the 10% penalty is gone. And that means both your contributions and your earnings are fully accessible. For many, this is the moment when retirement stops being theoretical and becomes real. You finally have control over funds that have been locked away for decades. While 59.5 unlocks a lot of freedom, it's the steep penalties that happen before this age that really highlight why this threshold matters so much. Understanding what you're avoiding helps you appreciate how big this shift really is. Before 59.5, the cost of tapping your retirement accounts is brutal. First, you'll owe federal income tax based on your current tax bracket. Then, if your state has income tax, that applies too. But the real sting is a 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of it all. It's a triple hit: federal tax, state tax, and the penalty. And when you stack all those together, it's not uncommon to lose 30%, 40%, even more of what you take out. That's why dipping into retirement savings before 59.5 can be so financially destructive. It's not just pulling money out early, it's lighting a big chunk of it on fire. The 10% penalty isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's an extra layer of tax that disappears the moment you turn 59.5. Think about it. If you're in the 22% tax bracket and you pull money out early, that penalty bumps your total tax hit to 32%. That's nearly a third of your withdrawal gone before you even spend $1. The IRS built this structure to discourage dipping into your retirement savings too soon, and it works. That's why reaching 59.5 is such a major financial milestone. It's the moment when the system finally stops punishing you for accessing your own money. Now, if you're starting to think about how this applies to your own retirement, check out the link in the description. My team put together a short video walking through how we help clients build a plan around milestones like this, so you can get the full picture, not just one rule. Now, if you're looking for even more flexibility, there's another rule most people overlook: the rule of 55. If you leave your job, whether by choice or layoff, in the year you turn 55 or later, you can start taking money from your 401k from that employer without the 10% withdrawal penalty. You still owe income tax, but that extra penalty layer is gone. It's one of the few exceptions that let you tap your retirement funds before 59.5 without getting penalized. For the right person, it can open up an earlier retirement window, especially if most of your savings are in your 401k and you're ready to step away from work a few years sooner. Now, to use the rule of 55, there's some important requirements to get right. First, you have to leave your job in the calendar year that you turn 55 or later, not before. Second, the withdrawals must come from that specific employer's 401k, not an old one that you rolled over. And here's a key point: the money needs to stay in that 401k until you use it. If you roll it to an IRA, you lose the rule of 55 advantage. So these rules make the strategy a little more restrictive, but for those who qualify, it's still a powerful early retirement tool. Understanding these early access rules is helpful, but Knowing the exceptions that there are and the special circumstances is what really helps you to understand your retirement timing options. Now, before 59 and a half, one exception that allows early access to retirement funds is a hardship withdrawal. The IRS defines it as a distribution made due to an immediate and heavy financial need, and you can only take enough to cover that need, nothing more. So common examples include expenses for medical care or funeral costs. In certain hardship cases, that 10% withdrawal penalty may not apply, but you're still going to have to pay federal and possibly state income tax on the money that you withdrew. These withdrawals also require documentation to prove both the hardship itself and that you don't have other resources available. It's a narrow, needs-based path, not a planning strategy, but it exists for real emergencies. Now, if your 401k plan allows for it, a loan can give you early access to your retirement funds without taxes or penalties. Unlike IRAs, which don't offer this option, 401k loans often will let you borrow up to $50,000 or 50% of your vested balance. But it's just that, a loan. So you'll need to repay it with interest. It's not a withdrawal, and that's what keeps it penalty-free as long as you stay on schedule. These exceptions offer some limited access before 59 and a half, but if you understand the rules around Roth IRAs, you'll see there's even more flexibility available for early retirees. You see, Roth IRAs offer a unique kind of flexibility for early retirees. Unlike traditional retirement accounts, you can withdraw your original contributions at any time without taxes or penalty. No age requirement, no 10% penalty, as long as it's your own original money that you put in. Now, in most cases, you want to let your Roth grow as long as possible. It's one of the most powerful tax-free tools in retirement. But if you retire early, that contribution access can be a very valuable bridge. Just remember, only the earnings are subject to penalties if withdrawn before 59 and a half. That built-in flexibility makes the Roth a great planning tool, not just for tax-free growth, but for strategic early access too. In certain cases, even Roth IRA earnings can be accessed early without penalty. If you become disabled or use up to $10,000 for a first-time home purchase, the 10% penalty is waived. Now, these exceptions are common, but they add an extra layer of flexibility, making Roth IRAs a nice option for early retirement strategies. So now you've got a clear picture of early access rules. Let's talk about how to actually put these strategies into action the right way. If you're thinking about retiring around the age of 59 and a half, the first step is to make sure your savings can actually support your lifestyle. Then check to see whether you would qualify for the rule of 55. If not, then 59 and a half becomes your main access point. Now from there, it's all about strategy. Plan your withdrawals to minimize taxes and maximize that steady income. And this is where working with a professional really helps. Coordinating things like Social Security timing and other income sources can make a big difference in how smooth your retirement actually feels. And if you retire at 59 and a half, you want to make sure your strategy holds up over the long run. You need to make sure you have more than just access to your money. You need a smart withdrawal plan that keeps your income steady and helps you make it last for the rest of your life. And that includes planning for healthcare coverage if you're retiring before Medicare starts at 65, and being strategic about which accounts to pull from and when to keep your tax bill as low as possible. Just as important is knowing how you're going to navigate challenges to stay on track. And that means having clear steps in place for what to do when the markets drop, when expenses spike, or when life doesn't go as planned. It's not just about preparing for the unknown, it's about having the confidence that you'll adjust as needed. Because long-term security doesn't come from hitting one perfect number, it comes from having the flexibility and clarity to respond when things change. Now that you understand how the 59 and a half rule creates immediate retirement opportunities and why reaching this age might mean you could retire sooner, you can make informed decisions about early retirement timing for yourself. If you want help creating a comprehensive early retirement strategy that maxes the 59 and a half rule and coordinates all your retirement accounts, click the link in the description. You can watch a short video where we'll show you exactly how to optimize your retirement plan. I'll see you in the next video.